This channel is part of the Nick Tyrrell Network. Sit back, relax and enjoy your featured presentation.
Hi guys, hello and welcome back to another video right here on Chit. So today I'm going to do the Rambo board game for you. So I hadn't actually heard of this one, I wasn't even aware of its existence. I was sitting there one day, flicking through Facey, saw something on a group, followed it up on BGG, had a quick look on eBay. I paid a little bit of a king's ransom for it, but there's nothing like it in my collection. Like I always say, I'm an 80s kid. I love a little bit of like Rambo, so, you know, let's have a look at it. So, the artwork already on the front is amazing. Just gets you like once a player. So we've got like Rambo on there, we've got Troutman, little scene from the actual Rambo movie. This says, oh God, this weighs an absolute ton, this box. Preparation. Okay, a co-op board game of action, adventure and war in Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Rambo 3 for 1 to 4 players. An epic experience by Chris Batalis. Okay, so there is the back of the box. They're doing weightlifting here. Sorry about that, it's going to be all over the place on the autofocus. Okay, there you go. Oh, mad little mood today. Let's read the back of this. Okay, Rambo the Board Game. They drew first blood, not him. No man, no law, no war can stop him. Sylvester Stallone is back as Rambo, and this time he's got his team with him in Rambo the Board Game. You've seen the movies, now play the game. Become Rambo, Colonel Troutman, Bao and others, and return to the war zone in Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Rambo 3. Replay your favourite scenes from the movies or forge your own path to victory with 52 highly detailed minis, including 2 choppers, over 100 gear and tactic cards, tons of intricate map tiles, and 10 epic heroes to become. Okay? There's only one we want to play, isn't there? Embark on 2 story campaigns of war with 20 unique tactical and strategic missions in this diceless, that's nice, stealth-based, guns blazing, action-adventure thrill ride back to the 80s. Stealth-based, guns blazing. Not sure who wrote that one. You are Rambo now. Yeah, everything epic. Studio Canal. All the sorts of bits and bobs that you'd expect on there. Let's get this behemoth open. Oh, okay, it opened easier than what I thought. Let's put this over there. Trusty table to my side. Right, okay. There's a leaflet here. Rambo the Board Game. Attention soldier, read me first. Okay. Before the first time playing Rambo the Board Game, follow these steps. Right, so it just basically tells us about different cards and gear cards and all that kind of thing. So, put that in there. I say, never played this, guys. Oh, now I'm opening this with you guys. I'm opening this with you guys for the first time. Every time I move something in the box, I see something different. Okay, so we have like our tiles, and these are like your basic kind of, if you think like Fantasy Flight, like that. Thick card tiles, which we lay out in our scenario to make our map. Let's open these up. Trusty knife. Okay, stuff over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so it looks like there's about 15 of these. So I'm just going to show you a couple of them, okay? Not quite similar. There's like a little bit of a stream, a little bit of a river. I noticed like little lines along there, so that might be sort of like movement points, i.e., you know, it might take sort of double your movement to go through water, that kind of thing. It looks like a little bit of a prison camp in here, a couple of huts and bits and bobs. Another one of them. A little bit more variation. Right, I'm going to leave them because otherwise I'm going to be talking about them all day. Oh, now that one is nice. You have to have one more. These are all double-sided as well. So we can imagine straight away, you know, all these missions, all these different things, you know, how much fun we can actually have with this. The thing that made me smile before was this. I think it's like a little headband. So we'll look, Rambo the Board Game, and it's like a little headband, yeah. So we can all compete like our little Rambo fantasies. Stick this on here. Oh yeah, loving a bit of that, mate. Look at that there. Rambo. Okay. Should we leave that on just like effect? Covers my big bald head and stops the air. The light coming in reflecting off it. Love that. Absolutely beautiful little touch. Absolutely brilliant. I might go out with this, you know what I mean? Hey, look at me, way. Right, okay, so we've... Okay, so we've got some cards here now. These are obviously our hero cards. Comment below. I know I look like a twat. I've had a mad couple of days, guys, honestly. I really have. And I think, as always, it just transfers over onto these videos. People say to me, like, you know, off the record, off camera, you know, are you like the way you are on camera? And I'm like, yeah, I am. As Steph, I'm an absolute nut job. Okay, so let's have a look here. Layla Serac, that's her card. So they get like command points, control, Krav Maga, Siret, Recon, whatever all that means. Oh yeah, so Colonel Troutman, he's got move, patrol, ready and attention. So obviously all these different guys have different things. I'm going to leave that there, going to leave that there, going to leave that there. Musa Chan, he's got navigate, gallop, smuggle, slink. The artwork on these is like absolutely lovely. Is waiting. Okay, he's like obviously he's a sniper there. Ko Bao. Again, just beautiful. Then we got John J. Rambo. Yeah. The artwork, unbelievable. So thematic. Another Colonel Troutman from Rambo 3. And then here's our boy in a few different poses. So we've got this one here with different skills and abilities. This one here, the iconic shot there with different skills and abilities. And the one I really love, the one from the Rambo movie with the bow. Okay, so hopefully we're going to have all these weapons available to us. So say, for example, like if you play like a mission out of Rambo, you know, you'd have like your bow and arrow and stuff like that. Right, what have we got here? Rambo the Board Game core book. I'll go through that later. Oh, this is nice. A big mission book, and it's got like a, whatever you call them, like ring binder type thing. Game icons on the back of that there. Do you know what? I'm not going to actually show the missions. Or what I might do is I might just show you just a page out of like the first one, mission 1. Okay, there you go. So you can see how we set up the boards and all that type of stuff. So I really don't want to read them anyway because I want to sort of sit down and I want to like play this properly. And obviously, when I do these videos, I don't like folks sort of seeing what's, you know, like you got like missions, and in some missions you got like little, you know, straight my bow. Different variations of things, like secret things to find and all that. So I don't like that. I don't like things spoiled if I watch like, you know, a video or something. So I pretty much respect people's, you know, situations there. So we've got obviously a load of, well, I'm saying obviously you guys can't see it, I'm sitting here playing with my knife. A load of tokens to pop out, as is par for the course with these games. So again, these will mean nothing to any of us, but they look like sort of double-sided. There's a little boat on that one. Different huts. And on the other side, you can actually see little spaces where you go in and stuff. Oh, now these are really nice. Wounds and bits and bobs like that. Wounds, wounded, little tokens. And this is absolutely unbelievable. This is our round marker, but it's actually in the shape of a knife. This is just card, guys, but really, really thematic, you know, really thematic. If you love your Rambo, you're going to love this, boys and girls, you really are. Put that over there. Okay, what's this? This is just a piece of cardboard, I'm presuming, from the wrapping. There's the figures, I'm going to show them later. Nice set of baggies, always welcome. Always welcome. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of cards. Let's put this over here. So there's tactics there. Nice. There's a threat deck. So obviously if you're playing this with someone or on your own, you know, the game, you're working against the game, so you'll be kind of pulling threats out, seeing like if the soldiers there or patrols or that kind of thing. Gear. These look like, yeah, this one says here, 2 guards face each other yelling in Vietnamese, then one silences the other and sweeps his eyes in your direction. So these are sort of obviously more tactic cards. And these are more threat deck. It says 3 heroes each round. The team leader chooses a different hero to activate twice and gain +1 something. That hero cannot be chosen twice in a row. So I'm not going to open these because in some videos I open them and kind of flicking through them. I'm saying, oh, knife, bow, you know, that kind of thing. And they're all sort of pretty standardised, I find, really, to be honest, you know. Oh, God. Where do we work here? I'm going to show you the minis to the best of my ability. So we've got the helicopter at the end of Rambo. We've got one of the sort of Vietnamese prisoner of war kind of, you know, the ones come down to the camp to relieve people. Right, okay, so what appears to be different soldiers. I'm struggling here, guys, because like, they're all in the same colour to actually sort of see where our actual figures are. Oh, okay, so I've managed to find Rambo with his bow. Trust me to find that one. The autofocus is going to have a nightmare with these, I can see it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you some of them. Some like the Vietnamese, like prison guards. Because it did say it's like 50 odd of these, wasn't there? So different sort of poses for guards. I'm presuming that you get like different levels of guards as well. I think that's the sniper guy. There you can see if the autofocus picks up on him. Like little bits of leaves and camouflage around him. I say every time, you know, if you enjoy your painting, if you're like a hobbyist, you really, really would enjoy these. This guy crouching down there. Do you know, I'm going to give a little criticism here. I would have liked the hero characters in like a grey or something, because as I say, I am sort of struggling. I'm starting to pick them out slowly as my eyes are getting used to the sort of poses of the Vietnamese ones. It's like Rambo with his M16 machine gun there. Trying to get the autofocus up for you. Another one of Rambo where he's like just literally losing his shit and firing off the M16. Let's have a look. Yeah, most of these appear to be sort of same type of poses. So I'm not going to kind of show you every single one, but you get like an idea. They're all in that green moulded plastic. What I might do, I noticed that there's none of the little bases, different colour bases where you can put your minis into. I've got them in various games, so I might do that. Or I might actually maybe paint and flock the bases of like the heroes, possibly, just so you can tell them apart. You know, that's a slight knock, and I know I'm harping on about it, but yeah, you know. Right, let's take a look at the rule book and then we'll have a look at wrapping this video up. Okay, so there we go. Just stuff on the back. Achievements: Congressional Medal of Honor. You earn it by being the first person to rescue a POW. You get a different effect, and they are basically listed on the back there. So it's like sort of in-game achievements, which is really nice. More so if you are sort of playing with your mates, and yeah, we all have that competitive mate, don't we? So that's quite fun. Okay, so game overview, single play mode, campaign mode. Tells us about the achievements. There's like a little introduction. We've done the introduction, read the back of the box, didn't we? And it shows us our components. There they are in all their glory. So I say again regularly on these videos, like I'm going to go away and I'm going to play this, and I really do fancy doing it, to be fair. So it'll break down your cards just interestingly. Do you remember the one where I said about the Vietnam guy, the soldiers before? It appeared that was called a Fog of War card. Fog of War, of course, in these games being like you don't know what, you know, you're going to get type of thing. You can, like, if you think like say the Rambo games, then he's sort of like in the jungle and that, so he doesn't know what's around the next corner, hence the fact that's translated onto the board game. Fog of War, then we've got threat cards. There's a mortar cards. So there's 189 Fog of War, 57 threat, 16 mortar cards, amongst others, 104 tactic cards, 63 gear cards. Oh, now nice, there's player references in there. So really, I am a massive fan of these, because you play so many games and you end up just forgetting. Do a move first, do an action, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's always nice, that. So show star tokens. We've got vehicle cards as well. Pirate boat, Russian special forces, Vietnamese guards, all that kind of thing. I say, if you see one Rambo movie, you've pretty much seen them all. Mission setup, how we set up our heroes on there. The mission dossier basically tells us about our briefing, mission triggers, so points of interest. So you've got like a POW camp, lookout tower, and a foxhole. Mission success, and then battlefield conditions. A round overview, so it says each round has 4 phases. I only do this just to give me, as well as you guys, a little idea of how it plays. Okay, so phase 1, you deal threat cards. Each hero is dealt a threat card. Hero turns, each hero takes a turn. Enemy activation, activate the enemy card with the initiative marker on it. Now interesting, okay. Battlefield conditions, resolve any end of round events and advance the round marker. It tells us how we adjust for different players, and it gives us like our little sort of graphic on how to, you know, deal the cards, that kind of thing. I mean, we all know, but you know, the thing about it is like, not everyone's a brain surgeon. Do you know what I mean? Or not everyone's a board game player. Like, you might have a mate who goes, "Oh, I really fancy Rambo. Yeah, Nico, throw that on, let's have a go at that there." And it's always nice to have stuff like that as like a reference. Plus, you play a lot of games, so you might forget. You know, you don't know everything, do you? You know what I mean? None of us do. Okay, so it goes through phase 3 enemy activation, and then it presents nice and clearly our hero turn on there like that. Okay, step 3, you choose a stance. So yeah, okay, I'm with you. Yeah. After you face the threat, you choose a stance for your hero, which determines the actions, movements and bonuses available to you. Place your stance marker on the stance you want to use on the hero board. The stance you choose must be different than the one you used last round and must not have a wound token on it. Okay, so that's really interesting then, because that's what those 4 things are. Beat, feat, meld, hunt and improve. So say if you've got 4 things on your card and you've got like a wounded token on that, you can't do it. So it's like, say you've been, say, shot in the arm, you can't use that arm. So that's nice, that. And not being able to use the same one as you done last time means you ain't attack. You know, you got to move for, use those ones, the stance, the moving one for this turn, then next turn attack. So it's all nice, it keeps your brain ticking over. I'm loving what I'm seeing, to be fair, you know, if you can't tell. Anyway, okay, step 4, movements and actions. It tells how we take actions, playing or discarding tactics card, your tactic deck, and using valor tokens. So I'm presuming we either get an amount of the tokens or we kind of earn them for doing stuff. The battlefield tells about map areas. Those, remember I showed you earlier, that like yellow lines around the stream, so it says cover terrain. So it tells us about that. Tough terrain. Yeah, yellow lines on the map mark tough terrain, which slows you down. Heroes must spend 2 movements to cross. Yeah, that was how we thought, wasn't it? Red lines across, and the example it gives is like a truck, impassable terrain, so you can't walk through it, you can't go into it. Tells us about fog of war, and it gives some nice examples, and it goes on to gear cards, gear loadout, finding new gear, discarding gear, weapons, all that type of nice stuff. So up to now, we're like halfway through the book, and it looks like really well laid out. It's not complicated to me, because I've played like a lot of these games. You find like my favourite genre is dungeon crawlers. So what, like, you know, you play one, you pretty much played them all, and you see like the same kind of things in these games, you know. It tells about health and damage. Oh, that's interesting as well. There's like an alert level. So obviously, if you're being quite stealthy and sneaking around the jungle, you know, you're not going to get as much attention off the guys as if you get the M16 out and start blowing fuck out of everything, which is nice. Attacking, line of sight, and how to deal damage, range, all that type of stuff there. All important stuff. Oh yeah, making an attack. When you attack an enemy, resolve for 4 steps. You choose your weapon, choose your target, deal the damage, raise the alert. So you go around like, you know, killing mofos. That alert's going to go up, isn't it? So something else just keep on thinking about. Tells about enemies and the cards, their movements, their attacks, who they choose to attack, etc, etc. And then we flick onto the back with that little list of achievements. So, folks, I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with it. Like I say, when I seen it first time, I had to grab it. I'm a little bit of a Rambo fan. Like, I used to love like the 80s movies, like Arnie, Sly, all that. Jean-Claude Van Damme, all that sort of good stuff. So yeah, I am really, really happy. I think that the rule book is easy enough to navigate. If I'm playing that now for the first time, I'm like, right, how do I shoot him? I know the pages in there, go along, nice, easy, clear, concise steps, just what we like. I love the boards, the detail on them. I love the IP, you know, you're kind of getting into a prison camp and rescuing POWs, you are Rambo. I think what I really like is the action cards, your player board, and you can do like these stances. So this turn, I might think, okay, well, I can't do that because I've done it last turn, but I really need to kind of, you know, sneak about. So I might choose that stance and do the things that are open to me there. I love the idea that if you're wounded, you know, it takes off one of them boxes. I'm not sure how it does it. I didn't stop and read it in the book. But obviously you're going to take a wound and there might be a random way of doing it, or there might be your first wound goes on here. And, you know, I don't know how that works. Yeah. So I'm really, really happy with the whole product. As I say, I'm going to go back and just have a slight moan like I've done before, guys. Is please, it would have been nice to have seen the heroes in just a different colour. But I mean, again, you can flock them, you can put the little markers, you know, that you put your figure into. Or what might be of interest, if you are a little bit crafty, if you're a little bit of a war gamer, is maybe just paint the figure in like a grey and put like a little link over it or something to pick out the details so you can see your guy. I think that's what I might do, to be fair. Right, okay, well, I've kept you guys long enough. Thank you so much for joining me on this board game unboxing, and I'll see you again soon.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Knit Terrell network today.